Make sure to go and check out all of our latest merch at paddockmerch.com. We've got loads of new designs and even more products coming all the time. With 2 or more items, you get 20% off using the code Paddock20. And if you remember, there's even bigger discounts available. Link is in the description.
JF Stretford Paddock, this is Paddock Live. Joining me as always is my good friend and colleague, Joe Smith. Joe, how are you doing, bro?
I'm doing all right, yeah. England are drawing, 87 minutes gone. You know, no one seems to be injured so far, although Luke Shaw gave a penalty away, which is quite fun.
Did he give a penalty away, though? Did he really?
Yeah.
Hey?
Yes.
You go sticking your head in people's boots. You're going to get hurt. It's your own
exactly.
fault.
Stay out of his business. That was Luke Shaw's business they put his head to.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's your own fault. Yeah, England are drawing if anyone cares. We'll keep you updated on that. There's 8 minutes left to go. We've got lots to get through. There's some transfer rumours, as usual. Someone who's only linked with us because I'll struggle to pronounce his name. Tchouameni?
Tchouameni, yeah.
Tchouameni?
Yeah.
Tchouameni.
I think you're getting away with that.
Yeah, Tchouameni.
Yeah.
So if you are watching, Mr. Tchouameni, forgive me. Yeah, so him, Ndidi.
Yes, indeedy.
That would be huge. Also, something about the coaches. What?
I don't know, the pause and the huge. I had a touch of the, what's he called? What's the boxer called?
Chris Eubank.
Yeah, a touch of the Eubanks
You
about
see,
it.
do you know what it was,
The
Joe?
pause.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Go on.
I was in a dilemma, a quandary. At one end was extraordinary.
Right.
Another was huge.
Right.
I want me huge.
But it was the huge.
Yeah.
The pause, very Eubankian,
Yes.
if you will.
I want me huge.
Yeah.
So, Wilfred Ndidi coming to United will be huge, as I've just said, and we'll get back into that.
That's not like
Also, and I don't care how geeky this sounds, I'm fucking buzzing because we've spoken about this before, and you know what? This matters to me. It does. Jimmy Murphy's getting a statue at Old Trafford,
Yes.
behind the Stretford end. Brilliant. We knew this anyway, but they've been scouting the location today.
Yeah.
I think putting it same way it's going to go. Great news. If anyone doesn't know who Jimmy Murphy is, and I can't do him justice if I stood here for the next hour and spoke about him, have a Google.
Yeah.
He was right. He's Matt Busby's right-hand man. Matt Busby said he was the most important signing he ever made. Was with him.
It was the first signing he ever
Yeah,
made.
first signing he ever made. He's assistant manager throughout his entire tenure at Manchester United. And after the Munich air crash, when at one point it looked like we weren't going to be able to put a team out against Sheffield Wednesday, Jimmy Murphy just said, no, we are putting a team out and I'm going to make that happen despite what's happened, despite the hurt I'm going through myself, and despite the fact the board were like, oh, this might be the end of it all. He had none of it. If you go down to Carrington, there's a tribute to him as you go into the training centre. It says the man who kept the red flag flying high, and he certainly did. So he's getting rewarded. Shall we start with Raphael Varane?
Yeah, go on then.
Do get involved in the comments as well. This is live, so do hit us up in the chat. Give us a like and a subscribe as well. Not good news on the Raphael Varane front, as you can see from the graphic.
This is the one thing we didn't want to happen,
Yes,
Jay.
this is. Raphael Varane set to miss a few weeks, which is, I mean, we feared the worst, didn't we, when we saw him going down in that game against Spain for France.
Yeah.
No one around him, falls to the floor in the first half. Then he's got an ice pack on his groin. He's not, he's not all right, is he?
No.
And
Although I heard you sit with an ice pack on your groin when you're watching Squid Game. Is that true? Get the peas. No, not the one with the hole in, the fresh one.
Are you implying that I cool down my genitalia for some sort of sex game later on with my good friend? My good friend, my good lady friend.
My good
friend, the
my
mother
good
of my
man.
children.
Fetch me my genital peas.
She's gone down from my lady friends to my good friend. I mean, all sorts of bandy rub when I
You
go.
put a little hole in it,
Yeah.
and then you just dip the crown jewels all the way in there, and then you pull it out. It's all shriveled and like cold, and you say, "Here's a little Squid Game for you."
Nice. I like what you did then. I've never done that, but I'll add it to the list of things to do before I die.
Yeah.
Raphael Varane. Now, this wouldn't be quite the disaster if it wasn't for the fact we're playing all the best teams soon, and we need to win all these games.
You're talking your Tottenhams, your Liverpools, your Atalantae, your cities.
Your Leicester
I
style.
like it when people do that.
Yeah.
When they're like, these aren't, Reading isn't, they aren't your Barcelonas, your Man Uniteds, yeah? Your Bayern Munichs. Like, you could just say those three and people would get that you mean, etc.
Yeah.
This isn't Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Man United. That works as well.
Yeah.
You Steve Redgraves, yeah? Your Matthew Pinsents, your Chris Hoys, your great Olympians.
Pluralising people
great.
as you list them.
But yeah, we're trying to make light of it. There you go. Varane sustained a groin muscle injury in the UEFA Nations League final and has commenced rehabilitation at the club. He will be out for a few weeks. So, few weeks to me suggests between 2 months and 2 weeks and a month.
Yeah.
Few, sure, I'm hopeful that isn't 8, but we heard a few weeks with Paul Pogba last season, didn't we? And he was out for close to 3 months.
Oh, I remember Gary Neville going back years when he got injured against Bolton and he was practically out for 2 years. I know that's not going to happen, Raphael Varane.
No.
Yeah, it is concerning because we haven't got Harry Maguire either, have we? Doesn't look like we've got him. We don't know for definite.
Well, apparently he's back in light training, but not full contact team training. So that to me suggests he's a week, 10 days away.
So we're going to have Lindelof and Bailly, aren't we, for the Leicester game?
Yeah, and then hopefully Maguire back for Liverpool.
I mean, like I try to be positive about things, right? And I do back United players, and I get a lot of stick from it because I'm usually the last person to sort of turn on them. But it does worry me a lot, the prospects of Eric Bailly and Victor Lindelof facing the Scousers, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, arguably the most informed footballer in the world at the moment, Mo Salah.
Yeah.
Well, him and sort of Karim Benzema are setting the standard, aren't they, so far this year?
Yeah.
And then you've got Diogo Jota, who is looking excellent as well this season.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one. And, we saw that partnership struggle against Villarreal last season. So it's going to be difficult.
It is going to be difficult, but do you know what? Flash forward, no. Go backwards. Rewind, that's how you do it.
Did you ever watch that TV show called Flash Forward?
What was it about?
It was about a man that could, I believe he could, can't remember.
Have you ever thought of a job on the after dinner circuit? Such a raconteur. Let me tell you a little story about a great show I used to watch called Fast Forward. It was about a man. In fact, you know what? I'll leave it there. You get the gist.
It's about a man. You lot can fill in the blanks. Need I say any more? There was a man involved, and that simply tells the whole equation.
If I knew he was going to give us plot spoilers, I wouldn't have come in.
Yes.
No point in watching it now.
Sorry.
Yes, it sounds epic. So Raphael
only lasted 1 season. Watched it with my mum, and they never renewed it.
Fast forward. Can you not remember anything?
Flash forward.
Flash.
Yeah.
Was he going round? Schoolyards.
Getting his goalies out. Yeah, he wasn't doing that.
So no Varane, Lindelof and Bailly. Who knows, right? Because what I was trying to say before you told us the full plot of Flash Forward was the fact that a few years ago, Eric Bailly was thrown back in against the Scousers at Old Trafford, wasn't he, when Marcus got those 2 goals.
Yeah.
Gave Trent Alexander-Arnold a lesson.
Yeah.
And he was man of the match.
Yeah.
It was the most Eric Bailly performance ever because he was man of the match. We won and he scored an own goal.
He was also brilliant against Chelsea last season when he came in.
Yeah.
Overhead kicks and all sorts going
So
on.
he has, if he's on his day, he's as good as anyone.
Yeah.
It's just whether you get him on the right day. And also Victor Lindelof, again, gets a lot of stick, a very good defender, but he has been known to be a bit, and them two together, there's no one there who's, for me, is the leader.
No.
Maguire takes charge, Varane will take charge, Lindelof and Bailly could be difficult.
Do you know you need to take charge sometimes with partnerships like that?
Go on.
David De Gea. And he seems more capable of that now than he has done in recent years. But we might need a big game from him.
Yeah, he might just have to start slapping him about with his gloves. So I think it's ended 1-1. Yeah, it has. I think Luke Shaw's a bit unhappy there with the having a little word with someone about the decision. So Varane's out, Lindelof's in, Bailly's in probably. James O'Brien says he's not thinking of the Adam Sandler movie Click, is he? No. Ayush Gale says Ronaldo scored a hat-trick against Luxembourg.
And so what does that tell you?
Is that 114
pedigree
goals he's on now?
There. 115, I think.
115.
Well, it was 111 to break the record, then I think he got one in the last game and he's got a hat-trick.
So
maybe it is 114. It's a lot.
Is it increasing the record he's already broke?
As the Americans would say, it's plenty. So
yeah.
Exactly.
In an Australian accent, apparently. Right.
Fuck off. Plenty. The land of milk and honey. Anyway, right. Let's move on.
Let's move swiftly on.
Yeah.
Yes, let's move on to Tchouameni.
Yeah.
Hat-trick for Ronaldo, just mentioned that. Thank you. So this is the kid who we've been linked with for a little while. He's on our radar, there you can see from the graphic. And the Mirror, that venerable
Reach PLC branch.
Yes.
Offshoot.
I was going to say journalistic institution, but you can use that. They say we're in for Aurélien Tchouameni after his Nations League success alongside
Yes.
Paul Labille Pogba. I mean, are people just putting 2 and 2 together here and coming up with 12?
A little bit.
Yeah, like, oh, we played well with Pogba, and we've got Pogba, let's get him, we're going to get him now.
And he's a young defensive midfielder or midfielder. Pogba described him as a man, not a boy, which, you know, does that mean he's good? Yeah, Pogba was saying about how good he is physically, how good he is on the ball, he brings the ball forward well. He seems to be quite a well-rounded defensive midfielder. I mean, he looks like the sort of player United seem to be interested in. You know, like I said, defensive midfielder, looks to be a promising young player. He is only 21 years old. It was Camavinga last summer. It's Tchouameni this summer. You know, it's on the sort of merry-go-round of young French talent, and they seem to have a never-ending supply of it. But to me, again, there's very little to go off. But he seems more of the style of player United need now, because Camavinga is very good at bringing the ball forward, is good on the ball, has developed to be a good tackler, but defensively positioning isn't quite there. Tchouameni is a bit more of that. So hopefully could be more the sort of player United need.
Do you see this happening? Do you think we could get him?
I think we could get him, yeah. Just at some point, I think we need to get someone a bit more experienced in that role. I think it's proving to be such a key position to fill for United. It's proving to be so difficult to find, so hard, you know, to get that man in. I think risking it on a 21-year-old who may be ready, may not be ready, for me, might be a bit of a stretch. But let's see, how he goes for the rest of the season. Perhaps even in January. There's been rumours, hasn't there, of this deal happening in January. Not necessarily this deal, but the deal that we make for a defensive midfielder, perhaps happening in January. So that would be great if we could.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't need to sort of repeat what you said. It's obvious, isn't it? Everyone knows we need a defensive midfielder. McFred, we've had issues there already. Yeah. Matic, his legs aren't going to last. Everyone's crying out for Donny van der Beek to come in and do the job there, but is he a 6? Is he good enough in a 6?
No.
I don't think he is. I know Donny van der Beek FC, who were on the, a free transfer from Martial FC, will be piling on me now.
Who's the next one, do you think? DVB FC? Maybe Sancho FC if he...
Yeah, could see that.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get game time, 'cause he might not.
No.
I was looking at it and I was thinking, if everyone's fit, I don't think Jadon Sancho gets picked.
No. I'm not sure Paul Pogba gets picked.
Really?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't, but Ollie seems to like Fred and McTominay.
And he likes
Marcus
Rashford, doesn't he?
I mean... Yeah.
And also, Paul Pogba's, I don't know, there's lots of ifs and buts, but if Pogba makes it clear in January he isn't staying, then Ollie might just go, do you know what? I'll pick players that are going to be here next season. Yeah. I don't know. He's got a bit of an headache, Ollie, hasn't he? Because if you look at it now, we've got Sancho, Greenwood, Ronaldo, Cavani,
Rashford,
Marcus, and Pogba all potentially can play along the front line. And Martial, who's still got a little bit of life left in him. Yeah. And then you've got the midfield conundrum as well. There's a lot of sort of little bit there for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to unpick. And the amazing thing is we've got all these amazing attacking players and we haven't got that DM that we need.
No.
It's that one position we're still not sorted. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Yomi Nelson says, like the video. Great shout. Give us a like. And if you're not doing, give us a subscribe as well.
Yes,
because we do love a nice subscribe. Also, got some exciting news, Joe. From across our friends at Manscaped. Who've just launched. You know what time it is, baby. Yes, you can see the code there. Paddock Live for 20% off and free shipping. 20% off what, though? Well, let me tell you. Manscaped have launched their 4th generation performance package. The ultimate package includes the lawnmower 4.0. You heard it right. 4, not 3, 4.0. And the Manscaped are the leaders in male grooming, And they've done it well. They've done it again. Get my words out. I'm that excited. I just can't get my words out. They've done it again with their new performance package, which includes as well. It's not just that you've got the 4.0 trimmer.
That's your bread and butter.
Yeah.
That is going to take your pubic range from the sort of the Andes. To what? Just a little hill on the school field.
That's like something that you need, right? That's what we've got you covered there. Yeah. You've got that. You need that, yeah? That's what you need. Yeah. That's your Jadon Sancho signing, yeah? Wait a minute. It's a bit of Ronaldo as well.
What's this?
Got more.
What's going on?
We're expecting it, but we've got more because also you get crop preserver ball deodorant. Yeah. Now, when me and you started working together, it was a bit of an issue, wasn't it? the smell of your...
He said, "Is that your fanny?" And I
Yeah.
said, "I have to say, Jay, yes, it is."
Yeah, and thankfully Manscaped sent him some ball deodorant. Now, I come in work on my days off. That's all I'm going to say.
Now, you get down on your knees and you sniff that region explicitly. Not only do you not avoid it, you target it.
I thought we weren't going to talk about that on camera. Anyway, yes, we've also got that, and also there's the thing that we've got as well. You've got the thing. Yes, it's got this, right? The Lawnmower 4.0 with its 7,000 RPM motor.
There we go.
Yeah, it's got a multi-function, and I love this, right? This is proper salesman tackle, right? Listen, this, right? Right, I'm telling you now, it's got a multi-function on-off switch.
Wow.
Now, that's fantastic, yeah? Because when I have an on-off switch, I like it to be multi-function. I like it to do both the on and the off.
Yeah.
Not just one or the other.
Because if it's just a single function, it just does on. And then you can't turn it off. The only way to turn it off, smash it with a brick. Or if it just does off, it
doesn't work.
So the on-off switch is multi-function, that's great. It also has a locking mechanism. Triple tap that baby, and it isn't going to go off in your travel bag, in your suitcase, on the way to holiday, on the way to your girlfriend's house.
Exactly. So the great thing about all this as well is the Weed Whacker is also waterproof. Yeah, so it's waterproof, and it uses a 9,000 RPM motor as well. So that's it. You're getting your nose, your ears sorted. 9,000 RPMs. You're getting your front bottom sorted. Yeah, or maybe a bit, bit around the middle as well.
I go for the asshole as well.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So
I see you skirting
that's
around
4,000 RPMs.
I'll say it.
Yeah. So in terms of RPMs, we're through the roof here.
That's a cumulative 16,000 RPMs across your lawnmower and your Weed Whacker.
And
so what we haven't said, Jay, what does all this do? It trims your downstairs nasties.
Yeah, it trims your downstairs nasties. It leaves you smelling lovely. Yeah, there's no other words for it. You just smell lovely. And also, if all that's not enough, it comes in a nice little bag. Yeah, travel bag, shed bag.
The shed.
Yeah, and you get some boxes as well.
Yeah.
So you've got boxes, you've got a bag, you've got your crop preserver, you've got your ball toner, you've got all that, you've got the Weed Whacker, you've got the Lawnmower 4.0 technology. Yeah. What more do you need? And the icing on the cake with all this, 20% off, and the shipping's free.
No, Jay, how do you get that then?
I don't even know how this goes on. Like, I don't know. We need to ring them and say, what are you doing here? You're giving away too much.
How do you get 20% off and free shipping?
Use the code Paddock Live. Nice. There's a link in the description. Visit manscaped.com. Yeah. Your balls have been through enough the past year. Treat them with the best tools for the job. Yes. Manscaped.
We'll get the link in the comments as well if you want to click on that.
Yes.
Take you straight there. Use the code Paddock Live at checkout. Right, what's next?
Coaches.
Oh, yeah.
Joseph.
Like big buses and that. What's the difference between a bus and a coach?
A bus, stops every 12 minutes, and a coach every hour.
Did you know that even a stopped bus is right twice a day?
Really? Yep. That is a fact.
It's an old fable, that
Yes, it is a fable. There's some little murmurings.
Yes.
See here, it says, United players show coaching doubts. Do United need more experienced coaches to support Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? This is a bit of a debate that's been going on for a while now. And this is from The Athletic as well, who've picked up on this. It says several senior United players have said they feel training could be led by coaches with greater elite experience. Kieran McKenna's approach can at times be schoolmasterly.
Schoolmasterly?
Are we looking at a Jimmy Lumsden, Steve Round scenario here?
Go on then.
Because they were just ridiculed, weren't they? As far as we know, there was rumours going. Yeah, under Moyes. If you don't know who Jimmy Lumsden and Steve Round are, I envy you because you.
My dad used to call me Jimmy Lumsden when I was a kid.
Why?
Just like a little jokey name.
Really?
Yeah, little Jimmy Lumsden. Yeah, he used to say stuff like that. So you better watch your mouth when you talk about Lumsden.
What? My dad used to call me Steve Round.
Really?
Because I had a little bit of a belly.
A little paunchy.
Yeah. Oh, here he is, Steve Round.
No!
Mum was like, leave him alone, he's free. No. Steve Round and Jimmy Lumsden, were ridiculed as not being up to the job. Moyes brought him with him from Everton. They weren't up to the job. Apparently, Steve Round's nickname was fuck off by the players. Like, seriously.
Quick question for you.
Yeah.
When you say not up to the job, I've got two options for you. Which do you prefer of the following?
Yeah.
Not up to scratch
Yeah.
or not up to snuff?
scratched. I rarely use the term not up to snuff. I don't think I've ever used that term.
You've heard of it though?
Not up to snuff? Not really.
Really?
Is that a Yorkshire stroke worse?
Yorkshire thing, I didn't realise
not up to snuff. Get involved in the comments. Let us know if you've heard of not up to snuff. I haven't.
Right, I don't like this. I understand this. I understand what's been said here. I also have it, or we've heard from a very good source, a first team source, that some of the players at least think Kieran McKenna is a real top coach. And this doesn't necessarily say he isn't, 'cause, you know, these two things can be separate, but these coaching sessions are particularly detailed, really highly sort of tactically put together, and consider him to be, you know, a really good bloke and a good coach. So slightly contradicting. I know that you can have someone that you might say, oh, he's brilliant, but maybe we should have a bit more experience. I know those two things aren't mutually exclusive, but just to give a bit of balance, certain first-team players at least are a big fan of Kieran McKenna's.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how you look at this. It says there, schoolmasterly. When we had Rennie Merlinstein on the channel, he was saying like a big part of it was making training enjoyable. So that might be, some of them find it's like not as enjoyable as they want. They might think because he's not got that elite experience, maybe that's the issue. This might even be nothing. Yeah. This might be someone just going, oh, he's all right. He's a bit, you know, can be a bit of a schoolmaster sometimes.
He's a bit of a teacher at some
point. But he's fine. And also, you look at some of the coaches that we've had who've been, you know, deemed a success. You know, you look at the likes of Rennie Merlinstein, likes of Steve McLaren. Steve McLaren came from Derby. Yeah. We won the treble with him as assistant. You know, you don't necessarily have to come from Real Madrid or Barcelona. It's whether you work well with the manager, whether you're getting the best out of the players. Mike Phelan, yeah, Mike Phelan's CV.
Still there, by the
yeah.
way.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think sometimes people start looking, don't they, when it's like things aren't going too well. Oh, maybe it's the coaches and what the coach is doing. Now there was another story doing the rounds yesterday. I think that I saw about Rennie Merlinstein. I think Steve replied to someone on Twitter asking, but that stemmed from, I think when you did your sort of dive where the article came from, like Paul Parker's opinion.
What was the
Rennie Merlinstein could go back to United,
right?
But I think it was just Paul Parker. Yeah. Giving his opinion.
Oh, we should go back there.
Yeah, which, you know, no disrespect to Paul Parker, I liked him when he was at United, but I don't think he's ITK in terms of who's going to be the next United coach. And I don't think he was even saying, I've heard he's going to be. I think it was like, oh, he should be. Do you know what I mean? It was like, there was another article, I can't remember what it was about. Kevin Phillips or someone was quoted saying that, like, that was it. With Newcastle getting all this money, they might get a manager that United want. Could that put pressure on Ole? So the article is like, Newcastle move could put pressure on Ole. And you think, oh, fucking hell, what's going on here? And you look, it's Kevin Phillips' opinion. And like, again, no disrespect to Kevin Phillips, but what's he know about this scenario? Nothing.
Nobody's going to Kevin Phillips, but who is he?
No, but like, yeah. He's not like involved in United. No. He's not involved in Newcastle for starters. He don't know anything. It's just his opinion, which is fine. But then it's ran as a story, and you go, oh, fucking hell, he's under pressure. By who? Oh, you know that guy who used to play for Sunderland and scored all them goals and went to Southampton? What? Kevin Phillips? Yeah. Oh, right, okay. So it's meaningless.
Yeah.
So, again, I like the Athletic and I do some good stuff, but I'm not looking too much into this. If we hear bigger murmurings, like we did under Moyes with Steve Round and Jimmy Lumsden, then we can start taking it seriously. Ahmed Mahat Dick, thanks for your super chat. There's nothing on it, but thank you. Let's have a look at some of the chats I've seen here. Glenn F says Carlos Queiroz. James Kellen says snuff is tobacco you sniff.
Yeah, I know what it is. I just didn't. It's the saying. Have you had snuff?
Once I had it years ago.
I had it once as well.
I went to a gentleman's club in Mayfair.
A gentleman's club?
Well, that was later. And that was, you know...
We all consider ourselves...
You call it a genital man's club. I call it the clinic.
Yeah, let's just get this out of the way. We all consider ourselves to be genital men, of course. Simply masters of the trouser. Yes. Good. Now get them off. I've had it once as well. In Ross's house. It smells quite nice.
Yeah, good.
That's about 14.
Joel Zapster says, that was Coke, Jay. No, I know the difference.
Coke ain't brown.
Exactly.
Starters.
Yes. That'll be the heroin. Anyway.
I know snuff. You eat it up on the back of a spoon and do it in a disused bus shelter. That's the one. That's snuff, isn't it? A gentleman's drug.
That's the one where you cleared out your mum's house to pay for it, that one. Yeah.
Sold your nan's ashes on the black market.
Yeah, I know it well. Yeah, I love a bit of the old snuff, mate. Ndidi. Wilfred Ndidi.
Yes.
Yes. Now, here we go. United set to target one away Ndidi in January. Question, would Ndidi complete United's midfield?
We'd be much closer than we are now. He's a great player. I think he's really good. Always top of the list or thereabouts for tackles and interceptions in the Premier League. He knows the Premier League. There's none of that. Always he might take a bit of time to settle in. He may take a bit of time to settle into the squad, but he knows the league. He knows the pace. He knows the speed, the strength, those things. The main things that get quoted when a new player comes to the Premier League and struggles. It's the intensity, the pace, the physicality. He knows all that. Was he 6'3"? He's a big guy. He's a very good player, and it sounds as though he's maybe slightly not quite so happy at Leicester at the moment as well, which, if there's ever going to be a reason to get rid of him now, might be that reason. Is he 24 years old as well? This is fishchahes.net, which, just because it's, like we've said this before, reports in wherever that language is from, makes it seem more credible.
Yeah.
They said United
reports from Spain or reports from France or reports in Italian press, and you think, must be true. Yeah. They're never wrong.
Yeah, and they've said Leicester City's midfielder is the clear target to reinforce the pivot position of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team. I think it'd be great. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like Ndidi. I just don't see it happening.
No?
We've been linked kind of with him before, haven't we?
Yeah.
And I think the thing with Leicester is you can get players with Leicester. We've got one, Harry Maguire, but you pay a lot of money for him.
Yeah.
And they're a weird club, Leicester, because they're a selling club that's not quite a selling club.
Yeah.
So Riyad Mahrez, N'Golo Kante, Ben Chilwell, Harry Maguire, they've all moved on. Do you know what I mean? And you always think that there's a chance that if you want these players, you can get them, but they don't just give them away. You have to pay big money for them.
Yeah,
and I think if
Chilwell 50 million, Mahrez 65,
yeah,
Maguire 80.
exactly. That's massive money.
Yeah.
Like City's transfer fee record was on Riyad Mahrez. So
until Grealish.
Yeah, until Grealish. You're right. And then Harry Maguire's the most expensive defender ever. So these are big, massive transfer fees. They've got owners, unlike ours, who give a shit, who like the club, love the club,
and also are billionaires.
and they're not skint.
Yeah.
So I think the thing with Leicester is there has to be that element with Leicester where they let their players move on, because I think part of that is that's how you attract other players.
Yeah.
If you start being a knob with players, you're not going to attract other players because they're going to go to Leicester and I'm going to want to move on to United or a City or wherever. They're not going to let me. I won't go there. Yeah. So you can move on, but you have to bring in the big money, and that's what those players have done. And I think that's what it'll take to get Ndidi. I can see it being a transfer fee that United are balk at.
70, 80 million kind of fee.
Yeah, and I think that there was talk one that we're cooling on Declan Rice because he's around 90 million.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see us going around a £50 million player.
Maybe that's where someone younger like Tchouameni comes in.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me.
But spend less money.
Someone here said you're really funny. I want to find who it was.
Was it sarcastic?
No, said Joe. Philip Vaught says Joe is really funny.
Oh yeah, thank you very much.
Bit rude. He is. Adam Hardy says, why do you guys never criticise and think everything is okay when it isn't? Do you like staying in people's good books and being top Reds? Considering we say that the Glazers are fucking parasites and we hate them, considering the fact we've criticised pretty much any United manager since Sir Alex Ferguson, and criticised a lot of players when they deserve criticism.
Ole this season.
And criticised Ole this season quite a lot at times. I don't think it's fair to say we don't criticise people or we just want to be top Reds. And also, take top Reds alongside double pivot and low block out round the back and shoot it in the head.
Not a fan of the terminology.
Top Reds, what's it mean? You go to the game, you support the club, I think. It's become this thing where it's like, top Reds goes, got season tickets to top Red. Well, no. What's that mean? What is a top Red? You know what I mean? Like, all right, okay. So I just think it's one of those. It's just a word or saying designed to cause division within the fan base. You top Reds and you fucking out-of-towners and all that. Fuck off, man. What are we, 12? Marist Boy 25 says, love you guys doing these shows. Thank you. See how he's incorporated both of us there, not just Jones the funny one.
They are the better comments, though, to read, aren't they? Jones the funny ones.
Yeah.
I like them.
It takes me a while to find them, but when I find them, they're always worth it. Alpha McShane says, McTominay is better than Sander Berge.
Yeah.
Good. Well said, Alpha.
I agree with that.
Yeah, Joe agrees with it. So do I. Should we move on to Jimmy?
Yeah.
Murphy. It's a bit of a good, feel-good story, isn't it, eh?
Finally.
Because we've had a lot of depressing and nonsense and then the usual transfer stuff, and it's like, and it's nice to just have... Go on.
We've largely drowned in our own filth for the last 2 weeks, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. We've been wallowing in it and wading through it.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. And now there's a great big beam of light at the end of it. Finally. Jimmy Murphy, set for the Stretford end, expected to be unveiled in 2022. Jimmy Murphy statue will be situated behind the...
Spelled that wrong, sorry.
It's all right. That's all right. I wasn't going to highlight. I was going to move on, but if you want to, that's your prerogative. Behind the Stretford end, outside Old Trafford. Jimmy Murphy, have you seen that there was a thing a few years ago called, I think it was called United. Was it? I can't remember actually. It might be called Munich or something else. But David Tennant played Jimmy Murphy.
Right.
And I remember quite a lot of people in social media saying, you don't know much about Jimmy Murphy. You know what I mean? Like, he's always the sort of almost a forgotten figure at United. Everyone knows about Matt Busby. Everyone knows how important he is. Everyone knows about all the players like Bobby Charlton, the ones that survived Munich, the ones that like, you know, Bill Fowkes and Harry Gregg. Everyone knows about the sort of rebuild that went on, Dennis Law coming in and Paddy Crerand and all that sort of stuff. But not a lot of people know about Jimmy Murphy. And this is why when some people say to me, well, the statues matter. And I think they do. Because I think if I'd taken my kids to Old Trafford, who's that, Dad? Who's that statue? Well, that's the sort of thing you ask.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, that's Jimmy Murphy. Oh, who's Jimmy Murphy? Well, here's what happened and here's what he did. It educates youngsters, doesn't it? And also, he fucking deserves one.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? He gets back from the World Cup qualifier for Wales. That's why he didn't go.
Managing Wales?
Yeah, managing Wales.
Wales.
Yeah, coaching Wales to the World Cup. Gets back to Old Trafford. Hears about the Munich air crash. That's why he wasn't there, because he was managing Wales for that game. You know, he's straight on the phone. He's making deals happen. He's trying to keep the team going. He manages to cobble together a starting team for the Sheffield Wednesday game, which we win 3-0. He's obviously dealing with the fact that these players that he helped nurture and bring through the academy, a lot of them have died. The manager's on death's door. The emotion, everything going through, kept us going, helped rebuild us, took us to the FA Cup final that year, where we were robbed, in my opinion, by what was blatantly a foul by Nat Lofthouse, but I'll get over it. It was fucking 50 odd years ago.
And 30 years before you were born.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop me getting angry about things. I've seen the footage.
Fucking Nat Lofthouse doing there.
He fucking barges straight into him, man. It's not even an attempt on the ball. Anyway. Anyway.
What, Nat Shithouse?
Yeah, exactly.
Not bad. Knob Shithouse. Shat. Knob house. I've been cheeky there because I know Jay likes it when you double up on insults.
I love it when people say, like, instead of saying like "man, you shithead," they'll be like "wank, you shithead" or whatever. They'll try. I remember a Leeds fan doing it once.
Knobhead and all that. Yeah, getting all the puns in. We love it. Go on.
I remember a Leeds fan doing that once when he replied. He replied to one of my tweets, and I couldn't stop laughing.
Right,
sorry.
Nat Lofthouse.
Yeah, right. Sorry, Nat Lofthouse. Anyway, forget about that. We won the league event. We won the FA Cup in '63. We won the league in '64. I think it's '65. Sorry, in '67. And then the European Cup / Champions League in '68. That man, Jimmy Murphy, big part of all that. Right, Matt Busby's right hand man, getting a statue just as he deserves. And I look forward to seeing that in 2022. I'll get into some of the comments. Not Martin says, Jay, do you use both hands to shave your head or reach over with your strong hand? I do it like that.
Or just
reach over, yes.
I'd go two at once.
Do you?
And just sort of do that like a sort of ribbon twirler.
I feel like I'm, you know, like on one of those fucking aircraft.
Yeah, it's like that, like one of those people.
Aircraft hangers.
Aircraft controllers.
Yeah, like with the table tennis bats.
What do you use to shave it? Have you got a multi-blade reusable or do you use a Bic?
I just use a Bic, Mac 3. So I mean,
That's good. Mac 3 is Gillette and Bic is Bic. You can't have both.
Oh, no, sorry, I use a Mac 3. I don't know what I'm on about. I don't use a better Bic. I use a Mac 3, a Gillette Mac 3.
The silver one?
Yeah, but others are available, you know. But if the people at Gillette are looking for sponsorship...
No, we can't. Think of our sponsor today. That might clash that.
Yeah, no, because you can't use the Manscaped thing on your head.
That's a good point.
I asked about that and I was told, don't use it on your head. But if you do want to look after your balls, check out the Lawnmower 4.0 from Manscaped. There's a link in the description. Paddock Live, use the code, you get 20% off and free shipping. Your balls will thank you. Yeah, someone's asking, do you use Manscaped for AJ? No. Ross Murphy says 610k subscribers.
Yes.
Let's get 700k, right? Come on, people. Do you know what? For fucking what felt like, it was about 2.5 years at Devils. We were stuck on 500k. We had a fucking sign and a shirt with 500 on it. And then they fucking put it away because I was sick of seeing it. And we couldn't get 600k for ages. We came in, became Paddock, me and you, and them other two, mainly me and you. Came in, got us to 600k. in months.
Look at
Right?
his spin.
Boom. Do you know what I mean? So I think now we can do it. I think we can get to 700k by the end of the season.
Yeah, if you're unsubscribed, hit subscribe.
Yes, we can do this, people. Yeah, let's get to 700k by the end of the season, just in time to see Manchester United lifting the Champions League trophy. We're going to wrap up there.
Already lifted the Premier League and FA Cup trophies.
Oliver Edwards says, need a Phil Neville statue at Old Trafford. Oh, man, to be fair, it's 10 past 10 and he's probably been on it all day. Yeah, don't forget as well to check out Manscaped. I'll give you one final plug there. Paddock Live, links in description. Check them out for all your grooming,
really are very good.
grooming needs. Yeah, man. Once you start using it, honestly, you get used to it. You don't want to stop using it because everyone's happy, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. Where can people find you and what you're up to?
Joe Smith 93 on Instagram and Twitter. What are you laughing at?
Oliver Edwards says, I'm 16, Jay. Well done, Jay. He's 16.
Yeah, also,
apologies, Jay.
some
Mind
people
you,
say
yeah, I was
16.
drinking when I was
Not
fucking
meant to.
12.
Also, I've got a new
Not
podcast
that
coming
much,
out very soon.
Oh, this is about time you were
Can't trail
plugging
it
your own little
properly, but we've
thing.
got a new podcast coming out very soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that.
It's called Me and Joseph Stalin.
It is.
Working title, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I go by Joseph Stalin.
Yeah.
It was between that and Fritzl, but I thought Fritzl's slightly more diabolical in his percentage of acts done, but obviously Stalin's got the breadth.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Stalin's fucking way out there.
Oh,
man.
millions.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's unreal. Have you seen The Death of Stalin?
Yeah.
It's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Go and check that out. Right, anyway, enough of this. Check him out. Check out his new podcast. When's it out?
Well, hopefully in the coming weeks.
You know, coming weeks.
Next week.
Next week, right? That's what I have to
Coming
say.
next week.
This is like a cinematic release. It'll be out in January. No, and next week. So make sure you check it out. Go and find him on socials as well. Joe Smith 98.
3.
90. I always get you. Do you know what it is? It's Ronaldo Brown 98, innit? I always get you mixed up, and because you look so young. Joe Smith 93.
So much like Ronaldo.
Yeah, you know where to find me, Jay Motti. Give us a subscribe. Check out as well if you're not doing paddockmerch.com, and also use Paddock Live for your Manscaped discounts. Free shipping as well. Terms and conditions do apply. This has been Paddock Live. Thanks for watching.